This is a HEiL Pro Set 3. A viewer recommended this in the comments of one of my videos, with durability meant to be the main priority in this design. They looked super wacky, so I was into it. I regret not doing a proper unboxing, because on the user manual it has a HEiL t-shirt as a recommended accessory, and I'm a little entertained by that. I mean, yes, the audacity, but also, like, a little bit of audacity is kind of charming, right? Sound-wise, the bass is big AF. Like, almost beyond the point of madness, but not quite. It has really nice sub-bass. The mid-range is very recessed. It's still there, but generally I'm a mid-range kind of guy, so this recessed and not particularly flat mid-range is a little disappointing. It has more emphasis at the low range, so it's also a little woolly. The treble lacks precision and transparency. Again, it's still in there, but it's not expressed very well. This sounds like a lot of cheap headphones I've poked at, but the sound profile is more pleasant than it sounds on paper. If somebody told me this was their favorite headphone as is, I wouldn't judge them too much. I can see where you're coming from. The price is excessive, though. At like $130-ish on Amazon, you can buy way better sound for less. I've been told they can be modified for improved sound quality, though. Odd note, they need very little power to run nicely. They are loud at a quarter volume out of my laptop, which is a little unusual because it's a laptop. Another unusual thing, this phase switch. I've never quite seen anything like this before. It allows one to invert the phase of the signal on the right ear cup. I'm guessing this weird feature is much of the reason for the price. My assumption, since HEiL seems to make a lot of ham radio stuff, is that this is a feature that specifically helps make a voice more intelligible with poor reception or something. I don't know, but they are stereo, which means they're probably not specifically meant for ham radio use. That phase switch, I mean, it does do something to music and such. If it's not especially bassy, hitting that phase switch does seem to make the treble just a little bit snappier at the cost of less mid-range and bass. Then again, it's not a filter as far as I can tell. It's just changing the physics of how the sound is being, I guess, like, perceived. Any perceived change in sound profile is exclusively how your brain is processing the audio input, and will probably vary wildly between individuals with different brains and head shapes and the like. Listen, the sound isn't fantastic, but it does pass one test I never really mention. I started out listening to them with tests and benchmarks, and it did seamlessly evolve into listening for enjoyment. These are absolutely not reference quality, but they're kind of fun. The selling point from the viewer that recommended this unit was the build quality. There is still a lot of plastic in this design, but it's also a very old school design. It may be that they are serviceable. I don't know how the availability of parts is. I am, however, super excited to do some exploratory surgery. I'm fully expecting this thing to be just switching hot and ground on this side. I know in my heart of hearts it's just a switch and some wires, but since this thing takes so little power to run, I'm really hoping it has like little transformers in it. That would bring me so much joy. Overall, they're decently fun, but they're not the best sound quality. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you have a nice evening. Consider liking and subscribing.